Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dennis Miracle, and today I'm going to be preparing a purse called Catch a Wave, and I will insert a picture here in the video. When you see this, you will have seen the purse, at least from an electronic standpoint, off the computer screen. And you see now I've got the hoop. I've done my normal. I run the first step of the design, which is the portion that does the outline of the bag. This is a 6x10 bag I'll be preparing, and it of course does the placement area for the zipper. So that's the first thing I will be doing, is grabbing a zipper in a moment and attaching the zipper. And hopefully, let me turn the hoop. I hope you can still see. Let me see if that, yeah, I think that's going to work out fine. Anyhow, let me grab the zipper and I'll be right back. Okay, I've found my zipper, and assuming you have a number 3 zipper, nylon zipper, I have made this design where this will accommodate the number 3 zipper, should exactly fit. Number 3 zippers generally are an inch wide, so if you will just stick the zipper between these lines, the outer exterior line here and this bottom line here, as you see, it fits absolutely perfectly. So with that in mind, go ahead and tape it down. I always tape it at the top and the bottom, and a little tiny piece right in the center at the very edge. Let me put it that way. All right, so I'm going to take this now to the embroidery machine, and it's going to tack the zipper down, so it'll be sewn down now at this point. So I'll be right back. Okay, you can see now that the zipper has been attached. I've used a black thread to start off with, so you could see hopefully the zipper. Maybe I should have gone with white, but the zipper's tacked down, so that's was the second step. The next step is going to be to turn the hoop over and to attach the lining fabric. So let me grab that and I'll be right back. We will take our first lining piece and put it face down, and we're going to put it right here at the edge. Let me see. The stitching will be this second line up. So we're going to put the zipper along this last line right here and make sure that it's centered between the two sides. So let me do that. Alrighty, that looks good. Alrighty, so, and then this, let's let it just roll over to the front like that. And let me grab a piece of tape, and we're going to fold this and turn it right like this, and we're going to tape it down. So hopefully it'll stay there for the next 4 or 5 steps. Now okay, the next step is to take the main piece of fabric and place it face down, and you should line it up with the edge of the zipper, which is what I have done. And I have also actually decided to insert some lace in here, and I have put it down first, lined it up with the edge of the zipper, and then I put now the piece of front exterior the first piece of front exterior on the right side down on top of the zipper, lined up with the edge. So now I'm going to take this to the machine and run the next step. So I'll be right back. All right, you can see that this has been stitched down, and remove some of this tape. So the next thing we do after that is we're going to take and put a piece of whatever kind of batting you're using, and I'm using, I can't get rid of this stuff. I've been using it, and it seems like months, but this piece of whatever this is, I don't know, it's 1/8 of an inch thick, but it adds a nice softness and a nice structure to the purse. It's something I bought on sale for $3 a yard at Joann's, but it's been very good for this kind of making bags. So anyhow, I've cut this piece. Everything else is cut 7 by 11 for a 6 by 10 bag, but this piece I had to cut 1 inch off, so it's 6 by 11. So take your main fabric and fold it back towards you, or fold it to cover the batting, and then let's give it a press. Okay. All right. And then take our little piece of, oh, I think that's so pretty. Little piece of lace, unless it's cotton, so let's just go ahead and, without burning our fingers off, hopefully, zap it and get it to do what it should do. Lie down. So lie down. Okay. So, oh darn, I'm getting this tape in it. Oh boy. Come on now, you do what's right in here. Okay, all right, that looks good. I think that's going to be fine. Okay, and now the next thing we're going to do is take it back to the embroidery machine. I have decided to change to white thread to blend in here so it's not seen. I want to make sure I'm kind of close there to the zipper, but hopefully it won't get caught in the zipper. Anyhow, I'm going to take and run the next step, which will sew a line right under the plastic part of the zipper all around all 4 sides. So let me go and do that, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, now you see that I have indeed sewn all of this down, and the next step will be to take it back to the machine, and it will sew my little, what I'm calling waves, because this is called Catch a Wave, even though it's got butterflies and lace. So this will sew a placement stitch for the waves. So let me go and do that, and I'll be right back. All right, you can see now the placement lines here for the waves, and I'm going to now take a piece of fabric. I'm going to use this black fabric and put it, make sure you've covered where the placement stitches were. Make sure you covered that, and take this to the sewing machine, and then we'll do the tack down stitches. And then after the tack down stitches are done, I'm going to be doing trimming along the top portion above the waves. So hold on, I'll come and show you that in just a moment. Okay, I have had it taken to the machine, and it has done the tack down of the wave portion. And so I'm going to take and go to my kitchen table and sit with my sharp applique scissors and trim this top part here, starting just right here on the outside and going straight across and following this and ending right straight across here. So I'll be back momentarily. Okay, you see now that I've done the trimming, and now I'm going to take it back to the embroidery machine, and it's going to do the satin stitching here on the waves. And I'm thinking my waves might be too high. I may have to lower my waves some, so the final pattern, which there'll be a picture of this, you'll see a picture of the final pattern somehow, probably through just the electronic version will show probably the waves being farther down here, because I'm just not sure this is what I want. And of course, I just discovered that since I'm just doing this for the first time, actually sewing it. Anyhow, it's going to be beautiful whatever way wherever the waves are at, I'm sure. So let me go and do the satin stitching, and I'll be right back. All right, the satin stitching has been completed, and I think it looks beautiful. So the next thing we're going to do is I've got built in a couple steps of pretty quilting, and obviously I'm not going to do it up top here, but it is there if you depending on what material you have and such, it wouldn't be appropriate to go over this or this pretty butterflies here any more than it already is covered. But I'm going to do the quilting on the bottom here, and I think it'll look really pretty, but we'll see. So I'll be back shortly. Okay, the stitching is all done on the bottom, and now it's time to finally let the lining fabric fall to the back and tack it down. So just untape it and let it go to the back, and turn over to the back of the hoop and pull off this tape on the side, or at least I do. I guess it really doesn't matter much, but anyhow. Pull this down, pull the lining down tautly. There we are, and then tape it down on the sides here. And this next step will just go right around. Okay, I think that's okay. The next step is a repeat of one of those earlier steps, the one that went all around right below the zipper and all four sides. So let's go ahead and do that next step, and then we'll see what that looks like. Okay, the back lining fabric has been sewn down, so that looks just perfect. Now let's turn it back to the front and take off this piece of tape over here that initially held the zipper down, and open the zipper up about 3/4 of the way. Okay, and then take the little pieces. Now I've made these little crossbody bag connector pieces, and I've cut them. Well, I generally cut them. This is just a piece of faux leather. I've cut it 3/4 inches wide. However, I think it's probably about 4 inches long. But generally I cut them 3/4 wide and 3 inches long. And so I'm going to take, there's two of them. I'm going to take the first one and just place it. I placed it about 1 inch inside the exterior stitching line. So I'm going to line it up with I can see the stitching here on the lace. I'm going to line it up with that. So that looks pretty good. And tape it down. And be sure to tape down this piece of metal, or a catastrophe awaits. And so there's one side, and oh gosh, I'm out of tape. And let's see, that looks about right on that side. Okay. Oh, wait, you get down there. Don't move. Okay. Well, here we go. Alrighty, now take your back piece of fabric, and my back piece, it's not really directional. It doesn't really matter which way it goes. So turn it face down and make sure, just basically cover what's already there, but make sure that you are at least 1/4 of an inch over the edge of the zipper up here, and take your other piece of batting, where is it? Here it is, and put it just right over that, and that looks good. And let me take it to the sewing machine, and it's going to, we've moved the zipper in, which is very important. It's going to stitch the bag closed on all sides now, so I'll be right back. All right, it has sewn all the way around all four sides and closed the bag up. And now turn it over to the back, and we're going to put on our last piece of fabric, our last piece of lining. So just take this piece and put it face down and cover what's already there, making sure again that you are at least a 1/4 inch above the zipper, the top edge of the zipper. So let's take this down, well, in all four corners. Well, all right, that's the end of that. Let me stop and get another roll. Okay, continuing. Now I've got another roll of tape in there, and I'm out of camera. Okay. All right, now I've got all four corners taped down. I'm going to take it to the machine. This is going to do the very last bit of stitching, and what it's going to do is just go all the way around all three sides completely, but down here at the bottom it's going to leave a big space open to reach through with their hands and turn it. So let me do that, and I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and I have it turned over to the back of the hoop and just showing you the nice wide gap there's is here to put your hand in and turn the bag the first time. So the sewing is completed, and let me take this out of this hoop. And let me sit down. Okay, now what I do is I take and I cut from this side, the lining side, and I start here. I hope this is in the camera. I start here at an angle and go in to this right here to the area where the stitching stops, or I guess starts, depending on your way of looking at it, and then make a turn like this and just follow the stitch line around about a 1/4 inch from the stitch line. Okay. There's a piece there. Okay. And now when I get back down here, cut in like this, and then cut in from an angle. This is okay. There we are. Okay, and then throw all of this mess away, which is right behind me. All right, and now let me stand up because I'm just not sure. Let me see what I'm doing here. I'll let you make sure you see this. Here we have the two pieces of lining. So turn the first one. There's always a shorter and a longer piece. Turn the shorter one back. You can see where the stitch line is. Turn the longer one back, and we're going to take all of this stuff here is junk. So it is serving no purpose any longer. So take and cut, starting on one side or the other, about 1/8 inch from the stitch line or from the fabric here, and get rid of that. Let me see. Let's get rid of this because it just is not serving any purpose at this point. All right, I did that without cutting off any fingers. So turn on my iron, get it going. And so take and then turn this out the first time. We're going to turn it one more time, but turn it out. This is the first time we turn the bag through. Let me stand again, because if you can't see what I'm doing, it's pointless to do these. And I'm trying to learn and change in every one of these. I'm hoping I'm getting better. I'm at a new location for this one, and I've got a different setup, and I hope it's better. All right, just turn those out like that. Okay, smooth it down. All right, my iron is hot now, and I'm gonna iron. All right, take it and turn this first smaller, shorter piece in. Give it a nice press and take the longer piece and turn it in and stick those. Make sure those points go inside, off to each side. That will help hold it in, maybe. At least that's what I was taught. And give it another good pressing, and then take it to your sewing machine and stitch right along through here. Oh, that's hot. And close this gap up with your sewing machine. So I'll be right back. Okay, now I've done that. It's all closed at the bottom here, and so the last thing we need to do is just grab, well, whatever, depending on whatever you've used as stabilizer. I just use paper towels, so it just comes right off pretty easily. And just, remove this right here by the zipper, and all right, that's as good as I'm going to get at the moment. And then take it and then turn it again, reach in and open this a little wider, because you will feel, well, you will feel that tape that we taped down the metal ring, and let's remove that. And now I see that on there, and I felt it on the other side. So that's gone. And let's take and turn the bag out. I have a bit of asthma. I hope I'm not heavy breathing in the camera here. This is not what I intended to do. So forgive me if I am. There's nothing odd going on here. Okay. Okay. All right, so just take it and kind of massage it with your hands and get it shaped. Okay. And then close the zipper. Those look fine. Good, good. That looks good there. And take and, oh, that needs pressing badly. So I've got my handy iron right here. Love having this iron right here. Cordless Panasonic iron. I'm so pleased with it. All right. Yeah. And then turn it over, and I'm going to put down, where's my cloth? I'm going to put a cloth over this and give it a press. But I see what it's doing. I've got steam in here, and I forgot and put it in here, because you'll see what's happened in a moment. The steam makes the situation worse. It makes it it makes it wrinkly, I think, but hopefully that will come out when it dries, because I can tell it's a little wet from the steam. But anyhow, that's the Catch a Wave purse. I hope you've enjoyed watching me make this. I think it's very pretty. And I love the little accent of the lace. I think that will be, that's just a nice touch. And I want to thank you for watching me prepare this. And I hope if you buy this pattern, you will make something lovely for yourself or a loved one. And I truly want to thank you for supporting me. So many of you have become friends over that we may never meet, but you have become friends of mine through this online meeting. And I appreciate all of you, and thank you, and hope you have a good rest of this weekend. And I'll be back tomorrow, the next day, with another design and tutorial, hopefully. So you have a good, as I say, rest of the weekend. Bye-bye.